Hey everybody, welcome into Northern Life on this Thursday here with the one and only Hunter McCullough. I'm Ryan Half, so happy to have you here on this post-Valentine's Day celebration. I thought Hunter was going for the handshake, but he was just doing the pointing gesture.
I'm always down for a handshake, you know? The one and only Ryan Half, too. What a stud, everybody.
Right back at you. Our bromance continues even after Valentine's Day.
24/7, 365, there's always a bromance going on.
Darn right.
So look
right
out
here in Duluth, Minnesota.
Right here in this studio, ASAP, all the time. Listen here, folks. Coming up today, even though she isn't here in person, Briggs is back at Liberty Canine in Barnum as we learn the importance of balance training for your dogs. A lot of good information to share there, and going to be a lot of fun to see what that package brings.
Yeah, certainly. Hey, after that, Hunter here is entering the ring, and he's looking to defend his hometown. He'll be sharing his thoughts on why two harbors in Brimson are the best in the Northland, and that's because we are joined by another co-host today. She is a Hibbing Blue Jacket, a UMB Bulldog, and possibly Hunter's #1 rival here at the station. Please welcome to the show, Hayley Rotsky, everybody.
Hey!
Hayley,
thanks, guys.
How's it going?
Oh, I'm very excited to be here.
We were talking before the show, too. Your grandma, huge Northern Life viewers. You want to give a quick shout out to your grandmother out there?
Hi, Nana.
Nice.
Oh, Nana! Thank you for watching. That's really cool.
Thank you for watching, too. And for those who don't know, Hayley here is our digital content producer. So she's the rock star who puts our Northern Life web stories online, make sure our breaking news alerts go out,
exactly.
and, informing the public. But before we talk more about how work has been, I think when I came to the station, I don't know what happened, but I always knew Hunter, got to meet Hayley, but I also learned that these two have a lot of what you call beef. And so I found the old Wendy's commercial, the old "Where's the beef?" So I wanted to ask you two, what is the beef between you guys? Why do you at least in appearances, tend to not get along so well?
That's a good question. Hayley, I don't know exactly where it started. Do you remember exactly where the original beef?
I think it was the fantasy football draft.
Oh,
and
right.
We were at the bar, and for some reason, Hunter just kept coming at me.
Whoa, you started it!
No, literally, I don't know if I should say it, but you just kept coming, and I was like, all right, I have to retaliate now.
You had to get him back.
Yeah, therefore, he started it.
Wow. Do you remember what you said?
I don't think any of that's true. I think she's the one that started coming at me first, and I'm just a defenseless little boy, just hanging out, and I needed to put some offense out there.
There is some video evidence on our show of you saying that Hayley does nothing at work
I was about
besides
to say,
watching our show.
And you wanted me to get fired.
That's true. You also were coming at her job. So
that is true. But that's the thing, though. I'm not telling any tales out of school here. Her normal job is to watch our show every single day. And then what do you do for the other 7 hours? Is there something else that you get to do around
What is it that you actually do?
Whoa!
Are you always getting the weather wrong?
Whoa! Oh my gosh, just shots aplenty.
So this is why I wanted to have Hayley on the show today. I wanted to be in the middle and kind of mediate whatever's going on, so that way our Northern News Now television station can get back to having a peaceful environment.
Exactly, trying to work stuff out,
So let's put our differences aside for a second and learn more about Hayley. Hayley, how has everything been at the station so far, besides dealing with Hunter?
I mean, it's been so much fun. Now I get to do my 9, and I just love doing it, and especially just being with the Team Alexis, being at all the games. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so you get to so when you're at those games, obviously, you're a huge part of our digital presence as well, but you're running the social media accounts too for My 9. You get kind of give people the behind the scenes looks.
Yep, exactly. So I'll take pictures during the games, and then I'll actually make every single graphic that's on social media. So game day graphics, in-game graphics, post-game graphics, so all that kind of stuff.
If I could say something nice about Hayley.
Please.
We didn't really ever used to have a social media person here at this work, and she's done nice close-up. She's done a fantastic job of just putting our presence out there and posting about us and putting a lot of photos and getting that kind of traction going on all our different pages, incling Northern Life. So a big reason why we're at 2,000 some followers.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Hayley.
Thank you so much.
Yep. And for folks out there too, you're a true Northern Minnesotan. You definitely love hockey because you have a dog.
Yes.
And your dog here, what's your dog's name?
His name is Kirill. I named him after Kirill Kaprizov.
Nice.
He's number 97 on the Minnesota Wild. And it's just a funny story because when we first got Kirill Kaprizov on the Wild, they were saying Kirill Capri Soft. And I thought they were saying Kirill Capri Sun.
Oh, like the
Like
drink.
the
Yes.
juice packets?
Nice.
Yes, so then it just became a thing. And then I met my Kirill. And I was
Aw.
like, you are Kirill. I met him when he was a week old.
Oh,
So,
cute.
Do you ever call him Capri Sun?
no.
Well, I might just start calling him
Yeah.
Capri Sun. That's
I mean, we
quite-
did take a picture with the Capri Sun once because,
Nice.
you have to, but.
Nice.
Yeah, naturally. of
And
course.
I also learned, we do some digging, like I told you before the show, we do some digging on Northern Life. You used to be a longtime figure skater.
Yes, for 13 years.
Wow.
I started when I was 5 and then just continued until I graduated high school.
Wow.
Pretty amazing.
Geez, so you can easily, I mean, I grew up on a lake, so I could skate pretty darn well. I can stop. Yeah, I got the hockey stop down. You could probably skate circles around both me and
Oh yeah,
right?
100%.
I can't skate for my life. So, but hey, Seth, we're actually going to skip this next story. Let's go to the final story in this block because if you want to meet the Northern News Now team, coming up today through Sunday, I believe we're going to be at the 2024 Duluth Sports Show. So Hunter here is actually going to be there live tomorrow, Friday, from noon and the 4 p.m. show. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so.
And then I think in the booth too. You're going to be in the booth for a little bit.
How about 2 to 4, something like that? So yeah, come on down and say hi. It's always fun to hang out with Northlanders and viewers of the show and hear about your thoughts, whether good or bad.
Yeah, true.
We like to hear everything.
If you got some, if you want to start a fight again against Hunter, like Hayley is, or vice versa, please do.
I'll take anybody
I know
on.
me and Briggs are going to be there. I think on Sunday from noon to 2. So
Nice.
that boat show will be fun from.
I'll
today
be there
through
on
Sunday.
Friday.
I was saying, you're probably down there too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Taking pictures and stuff.
Awesome.
Oh,
come,
yeah.
Come down, meet Hayley, and meet us. It should be a fun time at the deck. Well, hey, coming up after the break, we're going to learn all about balance training for your dogs.
Hey everyone, we are back here at Liberty Canine in Barnum with owner Jenny Sandstrom. Today we're talking all about balance training and why that's so important for your dog. So tell us about what that means.
Balance training is basically where we believe in a lot of positive reinforcement in the teaching phase, building a positive association with whatever behavior we're trying to teach them, but then transitioning to, hey, you need to listen even if I'm not just Pez dispensing food to you. So that's how you get a dog that is more reliable. They listen kind of every time they're asked. Yes, of course they're going to make mistakes, but they're usually more proficient.
Sure, and how can you foster some of that at home?
One of the biggest things is you don't want to accidentally reward the things that you don't want more frequent. For example, if your dog jumps on you and you pet them when they're jumping, then they learn, oh, I get what I want by jumping on you. So dogs are smart and they figure out what works for them. Dogs are actually quite selfish in nature and they're self-pleasing. So what that means is, for example, if my dog sees a squirrel and they're going to chase it across the road, they're wired to want to chase animals. And so it's more pleasing for them to chase the animal than to come back when they're called. So that's why we like to have the other side where there is a consequence for the wrong choice once they understand what's expected. So of course, we're not going to give them a consequence when they don't know what's expected. But like for my dogs, if I call them and they don't come back, there's a consequence. So self-pleasing, that's how they're wired. We cannot take that away from them. So we have to have the other side of that. Now, yes, when they listen, we still praise them, reward them, and things like that, but it's not realistic to say, we'll just carry a pocket full of food with you all the time. And for a lot of dogs, even if you had a steak in your pocket, they would still choose to chase the squirrel or the deer or whatever, because that is way more fulfilling to them than getting a steak. So balance training is really cool because it lets them be dogs, but it still gives you control. For example, being off leash, that's really hard to do if there's not a consequence for the wrong choice, and it can be a safety issue too, like the example with the squirrel running into the road. Sometimes people come to us and they're like, I can tell he wants to please me, he just wants to make me happy. No, he doesn't. He wants to make himself happy. But what happens when people tell us that, usually they're giving the dog something in return. So somebody will say, like, I can tell he wants to please me, he comes back when I call him. And then I say, well, what do you do when he comes back? Well, I play ball with him, or I pet him. Well, that's what he's coming back for. Duncan is a therapy dog, and so the reason he's such a good therapy dog is because he loves attention. He is very selfish with attention. He's getting his needs met by getting the affection. He doesn't go into a therapy visit thinking, it's gonna make my mom really happy if I go make that sick girl feel better. He's thinking, if I go over to that sick girl, I'm gonna get attention. But that's a good example of how that relationship works and how he's self-pleasing. And so they're both getting their needs met, but he's also not thinking it's gonna make her smile if I go over there or brighten her day. Again, he's thinking he's gonna get something out of it. So the balance training comes into play because dogs are self-pleasing. So consequences don't have to be heavy-handed, they don't have to be harsh. All of our dogs are still happy to train, they're wagging their tails, we take out their training equipment and they're excited because they know they're gonna get to do something fun, like go for a walk or go play with other dogs or do some training and get mental stimulation. Dogs move at an average speed of 7 miles per hour and humans move at an average speed of 4 miles per hour. So it's very unnatural for them to be on a leash. Now, yes, there are certain dogs that shouldn't be off leash for safety reasons and it depends on where you live, but if there's not a reason that they can't be off leash, in my opinion, dogs deserve to have that.
And tell us about what Duncan's doing right now on his place is another good example of balance training back there. Such a good boy.
So Duncan is doing the place command, which is basically a boundary stay. So it can be anything that's elevated. For example, we have them place on logs, boulders, place beds, benches, anything that's safe and elevated they can place on. This is great for when people come over to your house if your dog is crazy at the door. It's great for meal times so your dog isn't begging. A super practical example is going to the vet and getting a weight on your dog. I'm sure there's plenty of people that are stressed about that. When we go to the vet, we see people struggling with their dogs trying to get a weight. When we take our dogs, we tell them place, they go up there, they stand, it takes 2 seconds, we get the weight, and the vet staff is like, thank you. So place is great. They learn to stay up there no matter what. Now, yes, of course, dogs are forever always gonna sometimes make wrong choices, but again, that's where the consequence comes into play. So Duncan would much rather be with us right now. He loves people, he loves affection. If he had the choice, he'd be right here getting pet by us, but he's learned that if he comes off of there, there's a consequence. And I started teaching him that by reinforcing him staying up there by feeding him up there. And so we built the positive association first, then we kind of layered in the consequences to teach them that, hey, if you come off of there, there's gonna be a consequence. So with people, I talk about the speed limit. If there was not a potential consequence of a speeding ticket for breaking the speed limit, most people would probably not follow the speed limit. Some people would just because it's the right thing to do, but the majority of people probably would not. Same for children cleaning their room and doing their homework. When I was a kid, I needed to have consequences to make right choices a lot of the time. I was, strong-willed and stuff like that. So if I didn't have the potential for a consequence for not cleaning my room, I probably would have not cleaned my room. So dogs are similar. They need the consequence for the wrong choice.
All right, tips that can benefit all aspects of the family. Thank you so much, Jenny. And we'll be back next month with more tips from Liberty Canine.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the moment I've been waiting all morning for. It is time for Hayley and Team Hibbing to take on Hunter and Team Two Harbors and Brimson. We'll add Brimson in the mix, too.
She's already ahead of me, by the way. She's got the jersey.
She's got the merchandise on. She's got the swag on. She's repping number 17.
And that's your brother's number, right?
Let's go, Tyler.
Wow, how about
we got
that?
Playoffs next week.
Good luck.
Wow, good luck to him out there in the Hibbing community. So I'm going to give you each 30 seconds to defend your town, sharing why you think it is best. So obviously no cheap shots. I want you to keep it clean. I want you to look in the camera and say why you think your town is the perfect town.
Okay, all right.
So since Hayley is the guest here, let's shake hands. Wow.
I was trying to do like a firm one.
Wow.
I did a wimpy shake.
You've got soft hands. So let's start with Hayley Rotzi from Hibbing. Hayley, we're going to take this camera one here. I'll give you 30 seconds, and you are able to go now.
Well, we have Bob Dylan's house. He graduated there. Whoa. We have the historic Hibbing High School, the historic Hibbing Memorial Building.
True.
We also have the Grand Canyon of the North.
Whoa.
Our mines.
Let them know. Let them know, Hayley.
We have a museum.
What?
10 seconds.
We have hockey. We have sports.
Yes.
Hibbing is great.
Yes. Oh, she doesn't even need the remaining 3 seconds.
Wow.
All right,
Wow.
how about that?
You know what I heard? You know what I heard? I heard that Hayley could I heard Hibbing. I heard that Hayley could barely talk about Hibbing for 30 seconds. She couldn't come up with a bunch of stuff.
I said no cheap shots.
I'm sorry. Well, I love Hibbing. I do love Hibbing. I've got a lot of relatives.
Don't come after my community.
I've got a lot of relatives from Hibbing. I love Hibbing. But we're good. We're good.
Okay,
that was very good, Hayley.
That was good. That was well done. Hunter, you're going to have cam 3 over here.
Okay.
And I'll give you 30 seconds to talk about the 2 harbors up the North Shore, and you can go.
All right, I got 2 words for you, Hayley. 2 words, and that's Lake Superior. There's no big bodies of water around Hibbing, which, again, I love Hibbing, no cheap shots. But 2 Harbors is right on the lake. We got the 3M Museum. We've got a ton of other fun stuff, a ton of different communities, a great community. We've got a super one.
So does Hibbing. You know what? Duluth has 3.
There's Culver's and McDonald's, and it's quite the city. And Brimson's amazing too. We've got an amazing community.
Okay, that's
up
time.
there. Is that
time.
it?
That's time.
Was that okay?
I would honestly have to go with Hayley's.
I really
pitch.
I will crown Hayley as the winner for that one. That was a good job.
That was pretty good.
I still went firm, and you still went.
Yeah, I know. I would say nicely done, but that was not nicely done.
The second you brought up Super One,
fell apart. And so I did some digging of my own to see what's going on in both respective cities. So I went to TripAdvisor. I like going to TripAdvisor when I visit new towns to see what the top things are to do. So let's start with Hibbing. So we got the whole Rust Mine, Hayley.
Yep.
We got Bob Dylan's childhood home, which you said. The Hibbing Historical Society Museum. Also, Ben downstairs, big fan of the Greyhound Bus Museum.
Oh, yeah.
And then also Mesabi Ridge. So Hibbing's got it going on.
There's a lot going on. Both you and me also have relatives that have hung out with Bob Dylan before,
true.
correct?
That's true. How about that? Your grandfather?
Yeah. Bob Dylan wrote his very first poem about my grandpa.
That is so cool. And that was a whole story that Dave did on your grandma.
Yep, I'm holding on to history. Yep.
That's super cool. And let's do TripAdvisor's top choices for 2 Harbors, since Hunter couldn't articulate any of those. We got Gooseberry Falls State Park, Split Rock Lighthouse and their state park, Castle Danger Brewery, which you failed to mention, Superior Hiking Trail, and the 2 Harbors Lighthouse. But you did say the 3M Museum, which wasn't on that board.
Two of those things aren't in 2 Harbors also, but they didn't say Culver's either.
We'll need to get in contact with those tourist guides and get some more lists here. Hey, still ahead, we're going to be sharing what's coming up tomorrow on Northern Light. Back, everybody. We're talking about Hunter's loss in that battle of sorts, and Hunter started off by saying 2 words, Lake Superior, and then after our fight during the commercial break, Hayley said,
I'll give you 2 words, Hunter. You lost.
Oh, there it is. There
Roasted.
it is. Just
Give him some ice. Need some ice for that burn.
I need to take the rest of the day off. Is that okay?
You might have to. I mean,
you're gonna apparently pull a Hayley, like you say she doesn't work at all.
Maybe you're the one that's gonna get fired.
Well, maybe we'll both be fired.
I mean, maybe.
Let's start our own news station.
Let's do it.
Let's get it.
Are you picking Hibbing or 2 Harbors next to the Super One?
In the middle. We'll meet in Ely or something like that.
Cool.
That's not in the middle.
That's not in the middle.
Not even close, I don't think.
Tomorrow we're going to learn about geography. Coming up tomorrow here on Northern Life, the list of special guests continues. We're going to have Kendall Jarbo on the show. We're going to be talking about Little Miss Avalon and catch up on how life has been for her and Alex since her return from maternity leave. And then plus, we're going to have a certified pediatric sleep consultant stop by the studio. And since we have so many folks now that have babies, we'll be learning how you can provide your kids with the best sleep schedule and get your infant to sleep through the night. Well, big thanks to Hayley Rotzi here in the Hibbing community. Thanks for coming on. A lot of fun. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, too. We're going to see you tomorrow. We wish you a great rest of your Thursday.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern